Good morning, real life. My name is Josh Munoz, and I'm going to actually be able to do a small group devotion with y'all studying quiet time in the Bible. And we're actually going to be first looking at why we need to do a quiet time. And we can see that biblical examples guide us to know in whom we get power and whom is the king. And I actually encourage you to look with me at Romans 12:2. And it says there, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." So there it's letting us know that God is in control. God is the one true king. God has all the power. Another point is, as disciples, we need the word for strength. In 1 Peter 2:2, it actually says, "Like newborn babies, crave pure spiritual milk, so that by it you may grow up in your salvation." So there, like a newborn baby needs its mother's milk for strength, we need the word for the strength. We need God's word for our strength in our lives. The thing is, we need guidance for the day. You can see that we may not know what's going on in our day, but we know that we need guidance for it, and whatever it may be. And here David in Psalms 143 verse 8 is actually saying, "Let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love, for I have put my trust in you. Show me the way I should go, for to you I entrust my life." So there David's letting us know that he is bringing the word. He's going to the word in the morning. He's putting his trust in him. He's saying, "Show me the way I should go." That is David telling us that we need to look at God. God is our guidance. He is our true north. He is the one we need to focus on. And he will tell us what we need to do and how to live our lives for him. One last point for this question is, we were saved for fellowship with him. God actually desires our fellowship. And with that, we can see that in 1 John chapter 1, verse 3, it says, "We proclaim to you that we have seen and heard, so that you may have fellowship with us. And our fellowship is with the Father and with his Son, Jesus Christ." So here you can see it's the proclaiming that Jesus is the Son. They have seen and heard it. And that lets us know that we are saved. It's confirming we are saved by Christ. And our fellowship with Christ, that gets us saved. Because we believe in him and we know that he has died and rose from the grave and that he is God's Son. And I'd actually encourage you as well to be able to go with me to Hebrews 4:12, and there it's talking about the power of the word, and it's saying that it is alive and well. It's a sword that divides us. It gets deep into us. And I encourage you to be able to go there and look for it for yourself. But it tells us that the word is powerful. It's alive. It knows what it's doing. It is constantly applying to our lives. There's not a single thing there that you can find or a single thing you can have in your life that does not apply to the word, or the word does not already say something about it. And now I'd like to go with you because, we know why we have a quiet time, but we need to know how we have a quiet time. Well, you can do it a quiet time when you're at your best, or also whenever it's distraction free. You want to be able to focus on it. It's a very important thing for us as Christians to be able to read into the word, be able to get into the word, be able to know what God is saying. And I encourage you to be able to get a time and a place that you can be able to say, "This time, this place, I can focus on God and nothing else." And here in Mark 1:35, it actually says, "Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, went off to a solitary place where he prayed." So it's letting us know, even Jesus, God's Son, went off early in the morning to go pray. If it's important enough for him, it should be important enough for us. We should be like Christ. I encourage you, so find a time, find a place, find something that every time you can be able to sit there and say, "I need to focus on God," and let all distractions go away. And I encourage you to begin with the right attitude. You begin with worship. Go ahead, read. I'd encourage you to read Psalms 100 and be able to read about the worship of God, worshiping God. Be in reverence of God. Psalms 46:10. You be in reverence, realize his power, his glory, how he is the one true king. And then have an expectation. Don't just read just to read. In Luke 11:9-10, it talks about that we should have an expectation. What we ask from God, he will give. There is an expectation when reading this. This is powerful. It's not just some story. This is real life. And so I'd also have encouraged you for an R3 rule, what I like to call an R3 rule. And it's about read, reflect, record. Read. It should be content above mileage. What that means is focus on what is happening. Don't focus on how much you're reading. Focus on the little bit. Really dive into what it is saying instead of just looking over a grand scheme of things. Be able to focus deep over quality over quantity. And so reflect. Think through what you read. Reflect on it. Take a break after it. Go back 15 minutes later, 10 minutes later, and reflect on what you just read. What does it mean? And then record. Record in a journal or something of what God is saying, what he is saying here and what he is saying to you. It's a great thing to be able to do because, again, in Hebrews 4:12, the Bible is alive. The Word is alive in us. And I ask that also you don't let Satan condemn you. Do not let him condemn you because that is not what we are called to do. That is not the point of quiet time if you miss. But do let God convict you. That is a righteousness conviction. He is being righteous about that. Our job is, and our goal and our desire is to be with him. So we should feel conviction when we do not read God's word because he is holy and he is reverent, and we should be in reverence of him and his word. I hope you have a great day, real life, and I'd love to see you soon.